Hi, everyone. So it is revising day and editing day. So what we're going to be doing today is going through our stories and using this checklist to help us fix up our stories and make them the very best stories that they can possibly be. Okay? So the first thing you should do is grab your stories. Got them? Good. The next thing you should do is pause this video and read your story. Go back, read it out loud to yourself, have your mom or dad read it to you. Just get it fresh in your mind so that you are ready to fix it up. Okay? So, are you ready? Did you read your story? Awesome. Okay. So, the next thing we're going to do is look at this 3-page checklist. I know that sounds like a lot, but these are things that you've been doing all year with all kinds of writing, not just realistic fiction. So, we're going to go through these steps, fix up our stories, and then we will be able to share them with our teachers. Okay? So, the first step here, it says narrative writing checklist, grade 1, structure. Okay, structure is how your story is organized. So overall, it says, I wrote about when I did something. We're not talking about you this time, though. We're talking about your main character. So did you write about when your main character, for me, that's Gretchen, did something? Yes, you should have, right? Gretchen is my main character. She's helping save this little bird. That's what she did. So I know that I'm off to a good start. Okay. So did I do it like a first grader? Let's check. Lead. A lead is your beginning. I tried to make a beginning for my story. Now, remember, a beginning should include 2 things, the characters and the setting. So I'm going to take a look. Here's my beginning. I went back and I revised a little bit. I added an extra sentence here that says Gretchen was in her backyard, okay? Because I wanted to include a little more detail about the setting. The next section says transitions. So going into your story and making sure that you used the words, sorry about that. Madison, I'll be right there. That you used the words and, then, and so. Okay, so I checked my story and I saw that I did use the word then right on this page. Okay, so I am good. My pages are in order and I use the correct transition words. Okay, last is ending. Ending is finding a way to end your story. Remember, an ending should include feelings, how the character felt at the end. So on my last page, I said, she felt safe at last. I can give myself a check mark under the yes column, right? I did that. I also want to check off that I wrote my story across 3 or more pages. My story is actually up to 8 pages long. So I can give myself a check mark, okay? As long as you have a beginning and a middle and an end, you should be good to go. You should have at least 3 pages for that, right? All right, let's move on to the next section. This is my favorite part, boys and girls. This is called elaboration. Elaboration means to add the picture from your mind to the page, making sure you have lots of details and lots of good describing words. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of show you one page here as an example where I did that. On this page, I said, she crouched by the path. It was a fierce bird. So that's an example of using details. I said that it was a fierce bird. Okay. Another thing you might do is make your picture detailed. Add more if you don't have enough. Okay. Craft, the next section, using labels and words to give details. Okay. Same idea as elaboration. Telling more. Okay, so where I said fierce bird, then I said Gretchen felt afraid. I'm showing the reader, you guys, that she feels afraid because it's a fierce bird, right? Make sense? Good. Okay, and the very last section here is spelling and punctuation. Using everything you know, Mrs. Farisi's been teaching you a lot about vowel teams, and you should know a lot of word families this year, first graders. Using all those chunks that you know to help you spell. So let's take one example here. Okay, I know that I learned about the TH sound. Okay, so I'm going here and I'm making sure that when it sounds like that I have a T and an H at the beginning of my word. Okay? Another thing you might want to check is your word wall. You each have a printed out word wall or a link to a word wall in your Google Slides. Use that to help you. And not just with the words on the word wall, but for example, here it says call. If you can spell call, you can spell fall, right? Use your word power. And last is punctuation, making sure every sentence ends with a period and making sure every sentence begins with a capital letter, just like in Miss Ferrisi's class. I know they do COPs, right? Okay, if you see a spot for commas, you can add those too. All right, I can't wait to see your finished products. I hope you do a good job on your stories, boys and girls. Bye.